Hello students, class 12, subject business studies, chapter number 2. Okay. So as we have already learned the functions of the management, the key functions of management. So now there are some more functions of management which are the secondary functions of management, which has to be keep in mind while doing the management of an organization. Okay. So the auxiliary or the secondary functions of management. Before that, I'll just remind you that what are the key functions. Key functions was planning, organizing, directing, staffing and controlling. Okay, that five functions I have already explained you in detail. That is the key functions. But now these functions are what? These functions are secondary functions of management. So let us discuss all the secondary functions of management one by one. First one is decision making. Okay, for the proper management of an organization by the manager, decision making process should be there. Okay, if decision making process is not there, that means the proper work will not go on. It is the process of selecting the best alternative out of available alternatives identified for doing a work. Okay, decision making, that means selecting the best option out of what all options are available with us. It is an intellectual activity related to choosing a suitable option for the solution or objective. Okay, intellectual process it is. Why? Because it is very intelligently manager chooses the best suitable option and find out the solution of a problem. Okay, now how to make the decisions, how to make the effective decisions. For that, the manager make a sound decisions by doing the following by the following steps. That is, the first one is analyzing the problem. First of all, for making the decisions, the manager has to analyze the problem. Then secondly, manager has to define the problem. Third, manager has to develop the alternative situations of the problem. Okay, alternative situations, that means what all causes are there, alternative causes what are there for the problem to the problem, that all developing all that causes. Okay, and then next point, fourth point is evaluating and choosing the best action. Okay, what is the best action, choosing the best action and evaluating the complete process. And the last one is the feedback option. Okay, again follow-up process has to be done by the manager. This way the manager does the decision making process. So the first and main step of an organization, of a management, is to decide, is to take the proper decision. Now the second point, which is the second auxiliary or the secondary function of a management, is the appointment or the staffing. Okay, that means choosing the right person to the right job. Okay, that is also the very important function. Every organization structure is of two types. How many types of organization structure? It is of two types. First is the physical structure and second is the human structure. Physical structure, that means first of all managing all the machines, land, tools, equipments, etc., materials, everything. Okay, that is the physical structure. And the human structure is what? That means choosing the right person, recruiting the right person for the right job at the right time. Okay, after then only the work would be continued. So the appointment helps in determining the right quality and quantity of the human resources in an organization. Okay, appointment helps in determining the right quality, that means the right person at the right job, and the right quality and quantity of human resources in an organization. Okay, so this function also has to be done. First of all, this staffing function has to be done by the manager. Now comes to the third type of the function of secondary function of management, which is innovation. Okay, this is secondary function, innovation. This function is very important for manager and for organizational survival and growth. Okay, it includes discovering the new markets, new techniques of production, distribution, continuous research and development programs, all these activities. Okay, innovation is what? Innovation is doing all these activities like discovering the new markets, new techniques of production, then distribution of all the materials, and then continuously research and development programs, continuing the research and development programs at the time to time. Okay, that is all the innovation programs, and this function is very important. Why it is very important? Because for the organizational survival and growth, after the innovation only the organization will survive. Okay, now comes to the next type of the secondary function, which is communication. It is again the very important function of management, as it involves the transmission of messages, instructions, orders, suggestions between the managers and the employees. It is effectively done for the smooth functioning of the communication system and the structure in an organization. Okay, so again, communication is the most important function of management. Why communication is most important function? Because without communication, without proper communication system, the misunderstanding and misconceptions in an organization would not be solved. Okay, so that is why communication, and what communication does, it transmits the messages from one person to another, from one level to the other level. Okay, from one branch to the another branch, all this process. It gives the instructions, that means the manager gives the instructions to the employees. Also it gives the orders, suggestions between the manager and the employees. Okay, so again, once again, communication is very important for the smooth functioning of an organization. Now comes to the last function, secondary function of an organization or the management, that is, every manager represent his organization while dealing with a number of outside groups. To build a good relations, contacting with the various interest groups, staying in touch, etc., helps the manager to manage the organization or represent it. Okay, so maintaining the relations with the outside group, that is representation. That means representing the organization, representing the firm in front of the outsiders. Okay, in front of outside groups, that is representation, and this job can be done only by the manager. Okay, and what all activities it include? It helps in maintaining the good relations, helps in contacting with the various interest groups, it helps in staying in touch with them, it also helps to negotiate with them, also help to take the meetings with them, and also to protect the organizational interest. All these work is done by the manager. So representation must be also done by the manager, so that there would be the so that the organization may go on and the goal or the target would be achieved.